Happy New Year, Larry Bailey, Awesome Technologies Inc. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Today is January 9th, 2024. I don't know if you remember where you were this time 24 years ago when it was beginning of January 2000, and we all thought we were all going to not have any computers and things were not going to work because of Y2K. The tree is still up. I just got back from Stowe, Vermont. If anybody wants to know how Stowe, Vermont is, let me know. But yeah, we did some snowboarding. I never did get those friggin' Star Trek ornaments up, so I suck. You'll have to wait till next year. You got to stay with me the entire year just to see those Star Trek ornaments up. What do you think of that? Today's topic is going to be plugins, automation, workflow, and how they all tie together, which is only appropriate because as of January 1st, the ink is dry. I am an official co-owner of Awesome Technologies Inc. Noor Panjwani and I are the two largest shareholders. There goes my black cat. And what that means is I get to actually create really cool stuff. Well, I don't actually do the creation. I think of the things that need to be created, and then I have a team of wonderful architects and programmers that are based out of Dallas and also based out of Pakistan that know how to build some really awesome, cool stuff. So, yeah. So we've got Lisa over, who heads up our SaaS team, our LOS admin team, Lisa Perkins. We've got Drew and Blake over there, and we'll be adding to that team most certainly this year. But in the meantime, let's talk about you. Let's talk about the community. A lot of things are going to be happening here. I was talking to ICE rep earlier today, and it's going to be March. ICE is thinking about when exactly to do the final, the actual release for 24.1, but it's going to be in March. So I hope we're going to get our pre-release notes, at least the pre-release notes, in February. I'll do the recording. I'll go through the run through like I always do with that on screen and video. There's going to be a ton, and keep in mind, you got to keep your eyes like in 55 places at once, because you've got desktop updates and you've got, most importantly, web updates. Yeah, I think I'm with Amy. I think they're going to do what they've done in the past, which is to do the release the weekend of the conference, because, you know, we're all going to be together in one spot. It's kind of like putting all your executives in one plane, and then the plane has lots of turbulence and lots of people are thinking about, did we pay for Keyman insurance? Like, are we going to be okay? Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? I know, coming back from Vermont, so we in the Northeast, we had a nor'easter, and so in my wife and me and our two daughters and son-in-law, they were in one car. My wife and I were in another car. And of course, my wife's mind goes right away. If something happens to that car, like all of our kids are in that car. And I'm like, come on. I'm like, can you really think like that? I guess as a parent, you're supposed to, but yeah, you can't control everything. So anyway, listen, you know, plugins. Who doesn't have a plugin in their Encompass environment? I found a company. I worked with a company the last year, 2023, the entire year. They've been on Encompass for 4 years, had no plugins. They did a lot of CTP. I actually introduced them to plugins. I kind of like feel like a bad dude some days. It's like, here, kid, take these plugins. They use one, honestly. They use Knock Knock from ATI, and because they, you know, they're in the files and they want to have access to the files. And so that's literally the only plugin. Now they do a batch update, but that's not a real plugin. It's a standalone app. Yeah, and Lubith, you know what? And that's probably my fault, right? So 5 years ago, I'm with Kenzie May, and Kenzie May is all about plugins. And they're not the only ones, right? There's lots of companies out there that just like plug in, plug in, plug in, plug in. And my attitude on plugins is, it's like attaching, I don't know who rides bicycles right anymore, but how many do you really need, right? Do you really need all this all these bells and whistles because you think it's going to help, or is it really a workflow problem? And Angie's like, we really only use 3. I can tell you that my guidance for you is, if you didn't have the plugin, what would you do? And so one of the ones that comes up quite a bit is a home counseling service, right? So ICE is building that into your disclosures. Now in 2024, you're going to have home counseling automation built into your disclosures. Guess what? You don't need that plugin anymore. We are also, so we're doing something special with Mace Innovations. You guys know Chris Mace, right? Don't call him Chris, call him Mace. He's got his workflow product, and we're actually going to be doing a lot of stuff together and taking his workflow product and taking ATI's initial disclosure automation, sandwiching them together as far as your experience. So basically, you don't need a lot of these automations for business rules and all these other things, because his product displays very plainly and easily what's missing. And then we come in with automation to basically do the disclosures.